It felt like somebody stuck their hand through my chest and ripped my heart out.
I was devastated, terrified, not knowing if we would make the right decision.
There's no way to prepare for that moment, and
She was diagnosed with PDA, which is patent ductus arteriosus, and it's a hole in the heart between the lungs and the heart.
she was diagnosed with pre-B-ALL leukemia, and her treatment plan will be a course of chemotherapy for the next 2.5 years.
Olivia was born with an ASD, and when they did the echocardiogram, they found a second hole in the atrium.
We are doing our best to give her a very normal life, but there is this overarching, perpetual fear that she's going to get sick and end up in the hospital.
What worried us most was the complications from having it repaired. You can puncture the lung, they can puncture the heart with having this repair done. Not being able to return to her normal 7-year-old activities. There were a lot of concerns.
She was getting her echo done and we were talking, and all of a sudden, I'll never forget, the doctor was like, "Stop, go back. Did you see that?" to the tech, and everything went silent, and we looked at each other, and you know, he said she was gonna have surgery, and I was like, "Well, what do you mean? What kind of surgery?" And it took a while to realize she was having open heart surgery. It was awful. It was your worst nightmare.
Because your child's supposed to be full of life, they're 7 years old, they're supposed to be boundless energy, and to see them not be able to do what every other kid at that age can do, it hurts.
It's difficult to see your child, who you've seen grow into this amazing little active, happy person, turn into someone who you don't recognize. I think that was the worst part of it.
The magician was the one that brought her back.
Do we want a magician? She lit up like a Christmas tree. I'm like, a magician? Of course we want a magician. And that was probably the biggest smile she had on her face from the time we went into the hospital on Friday to the time we left on Saturday. Biggest smile.
You know, what's so amazing about having a magician come visit your child is it's one of the first times that someone's coming into the room who's not there to, in her mind, hurt her in some way. They're just there to make her happy and laugh. So it was amazing.
I think that the fact that he was a volunteer and took time out of his day away from his family to make my child happy that was in the hospital, it just warmed my heart.
She was in her bed and he came, Magician Alan, we love him very much. I think it made her forget about where she was and what she was doing at the time. Eventually it took her mind off of where she was and what she was doing, and so she was able to enjoy herself a little bit in a place that she didn't want to be.